Hello, I'm your host, K1D Comment, and welcome to the series I like to call Half-Ass Review, a series in which I review a game where I'm only halfway done with. And this week, I'm covering Concord, the latest hero 5v5 shooter hailing from a new dev team of Firewalk Studios. Having been created back in 2018, the game was spearheaded by a bunch of former employees of both Bungie and Activision. See, this is the studio's first game having an odd set of playable characters, a rich environment for storytelling, solid shooting, unique and aesthetic.
Copyright, I really don't like copyright.
Well, Plan B it is. This week I'm covering Astro Bot, the first full-fledged game in the franchise, and yes, I said franchise. See, Astro Bot isn't a new game, most people know that. What they believe is that it's a sequel to the 2020 Astro Playroom, which most people played given the fact that the shit was not only free, but it already came on a console. Something that most people didn't know is that it's actually a third game in the trilogy. See, before Astro Bot and Astro Playroom, the first game was Astro Bot Rescue Mission. It's like Astro's Playroom but for the new VR headset at the time. See, the Astro franchise's definition of a tech demo. Matter of fact, I think it's time to talk about the devs behind it, being Japan Studio Team Asobi. See, Japan Studio has been around since the early to mid 90s. 93 basically, helping and creating teams to make games such as Parappa the Rapper, Ape Escape, The Legend of Dragoon, Eco, The Shadow Colossus, Gravity Rush, Knack, and even major titles that were just recently released such as Ghost of Tsushima, Bloodborne, Death Stranding, Demon Souls, both the OG and the remastered version. But all things must come to an end, and in late 2020 and early 2021, people started to depart, along with Sony not renewing a good bit of contracts due to them not making enough money. So, with numbers dwindling, Sony just decided to send a Japan studio around Team Asobi in their next game, also giving them the green light to make a full-fledged game. Flash forward to 3 years later, and Astro Bot drops, hitting the ground with an astonishing speed, having the highest Metacritic score for any standalone game this year currently, at a whopping 94 out of 100, also being the second best game when compared to games released so far, only taking a backseat to Elden Ring with Shadow of the Erdtree. With such high praise, this shit gotta be amazing. It gotta win Game of the Year, right? I don't know. I only played half of it. I'm only halfway done. So with this review, I'll be reviewing, to my standards, being story, world, gameplay, and comic. Starting off with story. Non-existent. Sorry to tell you that, but this is the definition of a bare bones story, to the point that motherfuckers don't even talk. Not one single word is said. The most you're gonna get out of this is this scene right here. See how he's ripping the console apart looking for games? So yeah, this kinda it. So you have to go and collect all the pieces, and word on the street is that once you collect all the pieces, they turn into the PS5 Pro. You know, because it actually got announced today. Oh, yeah, the recording. Well, yesterday. Oh, it's the 6th right now. The 10th. Again, the story section is very weak. But you know what isn't weak? Is the world. There are a total of 5 or 6 galaxies, I'm not sure, I'm not looking at it. And within each galaxy holds a certain number of worlds, and I'm saying all that to simply say there are a ton of worlds and each one of them is beautiful to look at. See, each level takes place on a different planet, and each planet has its own unique style, from the jungle of this planet to the ice cream level to a city in the sky level, a level that takes place in a casino, and of course the beach level, along with the use of colors. They are not afraid of using colors to the fullest. Speaking of using to the fullest, they sure are using them PlayStation IPs to the fullest. Not only are you going to see and collect iconic PlayStation characters, you're going to play as some of them, or at least use your abilities. So far I played as the kid from Ape Escape. I used his little catching thing to go around this level and catch monkeys. I also played as Kratos. You know, I was running around with his axe? Yeah. See, while playing, you can feel the love they put into this game. Speaking of the game, I think it's time to hop into it. Let's talk about that gameplay. Listen, this gameplay ain't nothing new or even groundbreaking. It's pretty basic if you ask me. So you might be wondering, then why is this game rated so high? Easy. The same way The Last of Us is touted at so damn high as well. It does what it wanted to do, and that is be fun. And for this game, it wanted to be fun, which it is. See, this brings gaming back to its roots. Running, jumping, and punching is all you're going to be doing for the game. But it feels so good thanks to the controller. See, the controller is damn near the start of the entire game. Every little action makes the controller move and sound in a different way, such as running through sand, running on glass, running on snow. All the things you will be doing, and all feel and sound different through the controller, Matter of fact, you're going to be using your controller to the max from the gyro, aka moving your arms and moving the controller itself. Having to blow on it for certain activities, pause, and even being able to interact with characters you collected. See, you could just toss them in the air. Speaking of collecting, you're going to be doing a lot of that from collecting bots, collecting puzzle pieces, and finding galaxies. And the most important thing that we'll be collecting is the pieces of ship being held by bosses. See, bosses are these tough enemies that have to be taken down usually through huge scale fights, relatively scale fights, with the ability. They're pretty fun. Oh yeah, abilities. For certain levels, you get suits, or I like to call them abilities, that help you in the gameplay. From punchy arms, slowing down time, and inflation fetish when you sick ass niggas threw in. It adds variety so that it doesn't get stale. And something I didn't explain is why you have to collect. Well, you collect bots and use them on the base world here, you know, where the ship crashed. From collecting other characters to pushing the story along, or even collecting puzzle pieces throughout the entire world. And you may be wondering, okay, why are you collecting puzzle pieces? Well, those pieces, you collect enough of the puzzle pieces and they make a building that you can use for your gameplay, I guess, your character. Like for this is a gacha building. It has a gacha machine. You use the coins that you collect to basically get new interactions out of the characters, the bots you collect. Right here, I collected enough puzzle pieces. It's a new building which allows you to change the color of the controller. With all that being said, I do like that they have a comic issue as like the pamphlet, as like the what you call it, the manual. Because this game, man, let's just talk about the comic. If you may be wondering what comic means, issues. Well, for this one, there ain't that many. One of the biggest ones that I will say it has is that I feel as though they could do more. Like, I feel as though it would be better if they follow like the Super Mario franchise. You know how they went to the 3D world where you could run around? I feel as though it would be good over there and allow you to do things over there to that extent. Yeah, I think that's all my problems. Yeah, this is a really short review because I'm gonna be honest, this is just a really fun game. With that being said, the galaxy needs me. Farewell.
In both face and mind, are free for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask, my disguise.